this video I want to talk about, in my eyes, in my opinion, who are the truly brave people of this world. Alright, I've seen a lot of people make comments saying, hey, you know, these fighters, these cage fighters, these boxers, they're truly brave to put their lives at risk, you know, to go in there and fight. But I don't see them as brave. And I'll explain why. It's because they're fighting for themselves. And another thing is, you know, they are not truly in danger because everything's controlled. I mean, there's a referee to make sure that the fight doesn't become too dangerous. They're going to stop the fight. So another thing is there's medical staff standing by. They're prepared and ready to deal with injuries, to treat injuries. So that's not truly like that dangerous when there's these safety measures, you know. So they're not really risking their lives at all. And another thing is they're all about themselves. They're not fighting for any great purpose. It's not like they're fighting against racism or anything like that, like Martin Luther King Jr. So now that I bring that up, he's an example of somebody that's truly brave. Martin Luther King Jr. was opposing racism, and he knew he was getting death threats all the time. He knew he was gonna die, but you know what he said? You know what? I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep speaking against racism. I'm gonna keep protesting against it, and if they kill me, they're gonna kill me. That's what it is. That is true bravery. Someone else true bravery, Malcolm X, same thing. You know, he's like speaking against racism, standing up against racism, and they did so many threats to his life. Especially when he got out of the Nation of Islam, they were just going after him and his family, burning down his home and everything. They ended up assassinating him. He knew he was gonna die if he continued to do what he did. That's true bravery. He wasn't afraid of death. He's like, you know what? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm representing truth, and I'm going to speak up against the corruption, and I'm going to put my life on line for it. He's not just doing it for himself. He's doing it for everybody, you know, that wants a corrupted-free world. Who else? Gandhi. Same thing, you know. He's like standing up for the greater people, and he ended up getting assassinated. He knew every time you're a world leader, expect to be assassinated, because there's going to be people out there that just don't like you, and they're going to come get you. Okay, even Barack Obama, you know, he's the president. He's got Secret Service all over him, because to be a president, there's a lot of risks involved. It takes a lot of bravery. Okay. Who else are people that I feel that are brave? Are police officers, the uncorrupted ones. I'm not talking about the corrupted ones. I'm talking about the uncorrupted police officers out there that are really there to protect the society. The people that in San Francisco, you know, in California, when the terrorists went in there and killed the 14 people and wounded like 21, the police officers that took them out, that came to save the people and help treat the people and take out the terrorists. I'm talking about those police officers. They are truly brave. They're not doing it for fame. Nobody knows the officers that were helping. They just call them officers. It's not like, hey, you know, here's the starting lineup of the officers. He's the one who did the headshot. He's the one who shot her in the leg. He's the one who chased her down. This is his name. This is his badge number. And let's glorify him and let's give him more money. No, they don't make any more money, you know, for putting their lives at risk in those situations. They just got to do what they got to do. That's their job. And they're not getting fame from it. The money, it's not that much money. It's some money, but it's nothing compared to these entertainers and these combat sport athletes. There's no officers out there getting paid millions of dollars like the way Mayweather is or Kobe Bryant. I mean, these officers are not making that much money. They're not getting any fame from it. And they're putting their lives at risk. I mean, this is the real life. This is not stepping in a cage and then getting saved by the referee. I mean, this is real life. If the offender's shooting you and he hits you, then you pretty much will die. So these officers are putting their lives on the line for the people. Not just for themselves, but for the people. Because if you are the one that's getting shot at, they're coming to help you. Okay? They're not just defending themselves when they get shot at. They're helping you when you're in danger. Now, they're standing up for something greater than themselves. And that's what makes them really brave. Okay? Who else is brave? The firefighters, the same thing. You know, all these California fires, who's going to put it out? You know, you don't know how to do it. They have to do it. They had to risk their lives to protect the people, to protect the environment by putting out these fires. And some of these firefighters end up dying. Okay, so they are brave. The police officers are brave. Who else are brave? The soldiers. You know, like if we go to war, you know, in Syria or whatever, all the soldiers that signed up to be in the army, to be in the Marines, to be in the Navy, they put their lives at risk to protect this country. And when they go to war, or if they go to war, they might not come back, because once they get shot, life is over. It's not a video game. So they're putting their lives on the line for this country. It's not just for themselves, but it's for this country. And if you didn't sign up for the war, you should be thankful that they signed up to replace you. Because otherwise, you might be forced to sign up. So they are brave. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about. These are the true heroes of the society. Are the people joining the military, the uncorrupted police officers, the firemen, okay? And really, maybe the real wushu artists out there, or the armed citizens out there that are good people, and they are armed. And if somebody does something stupid, they're ready to take them out. They're brave too, okay? Because they are protecting themselves, they're protecting the well-being of others. It's like they're like almost like an undercover police officer that's not even getting paid. Officers getting paid to do what they do, but you got these armed citizens out there that are not getting paid, but they will step in to do something when there's some tragic situations that go on. And these individuals are hidden out there, but they're out there. They are brave. That's my opinion. You know, these combat sport athletes getting paid millions of dollars to box, to entertain other people, they're not brave to me. They're getting paid millions of dollars to step in a boxing ring. How is that even anything of courage? There's people out there that fight for free. I mean, gangbangers fight for free all the time. They have street fights, they don't get paid, but they're fighting for free. They even shoot and kill each other on the streets, and they're not getting paid to do that. And then you got these people, these combat sport athletes, getting paid all this money to fight. And you call them brave? Like, who are they even benefiting in this world? You know? Other than influencing people to do the same unintelligent activity. It's not smart. You know, it's better to influence people to read a book, to be the next Martin Luther King Jr. or the next Malcolm X, not to be the next great fighter, the next great boxer. I mean, the only real boxer that I feel that was representing something more than just the boxing was Muhammad Ali. You know, to me, during his time, he was really intelligent, well-spoken. He stood up for, like, social justice, you know. They tried to force him to go to the Vietnam War. He said, no, I'm not fighting any war. They threw him in jail, you know, and he was very outspoken politically, and he wasn't just about the boxing. He was about many different things, as far as like trying to promote a better world. I respect that, but majority of boxers are not that. Majority of boxers is just, I'm just gonna fight for money. I don't care about any of you guys. I'm just all about myself. And middle finger to the rest of, to everybody. It's just all about me. And that's, to me, is nothing for me to admire at all. I have no respect for that. I don't care how fast they can punch, how great their footwork is, or whatever. It's like nothing to me. I respect people that actually make a difference in this world, to contribute some positive energy to make this world a better place. And there's a lot of people out there that are doing great things for this world that are unrecognized, unknown. Like these officers, these people in the military, these firefighters, these doctors, these nurses, these teachers in school. They're barely getting paid any money, but they're really making the real changes in this world. But all these entertainers and these professional athletes are getting all this money, getting all this attention, and they're not even anything special in my eyes. Not at all. And I feel that if you have any sort of intelligence, that you'd stop giving attention to them and give your attention to the people that really do deserve your attention and praise. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, when I think about true bravery, I'm thinking about somebody who has no fear of death, and he's standing up for truth, for the people, not just for himself. Like a Dalai Lama, a Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., a Socrates, a Malcolm X, a Tupac, a Bruce Lee, a Osho, a Buddha, a J. Krishnamurti. These people that it's like they transcend death. They don't even have fear of death, and it's something where they made some really great changes in this world, contributed to it. You wonder why there's a Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday. There's no Bruce Lee holiday. There's no, Rocky Marciano holiday or Floyd Mayweather holiday. But there's a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Abraham Lincoln got assassinated too. There's a holiday for him too. John F. Kennedy got assassinated. These people are trying to stand up for something greater than themselves. And that, to me, is truly brave.